Liverpool are knocked out from the Champions League run of 16 after Paris Saint-Germain beats them in penalties. What a game. Drama, entertainment, moments, goals, penalty shootout, extra time. Yo, this game had everything. This game had everything. Let's talk about the whole game. Let's talk about player performances. Let's talk about whether Paris Saint-Germain deserve to go through. And let's talk about a potential Balon d'Or which could maybe potentially fade away for a certain player. Before we start, don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and, of course, comment your own thoughts. First of all, let me just make it very, very clear. Paris Saint-Germain deserve to win, deserve to go through. Paris Saint-Germain were the better team in both legs. The first leg, they completely dominated. They lost 1-0 against the run of play. This game, they came to Anfield, scored their goal, but still never really defended. They still had the moments, they still had the chances, and they still could have... The first half, they should have scored 3 goals. The second half... I mean, listen, the game itself, the first half, was Paris Saint-Germain continuing what they did at Parc des Princes last week. The chance which they had, the front trio moving around, 1-2-3. One time I saw Dembele, Kivicha, Barcola. 10 minutes later, I saw Dembele, Kivicha, Barcola. Another half, I saw Barcola, Kivicha. Bro, they were rotating around freely, which disrupted the whole back line of Liverpool. Hence the reason the first half, Paris Saint-Germain, they scored the goal from a defensive mistake from Konate, bad communication from Konate and Alisson. But they could have scored the second goal. Barcola had a chance from a great pass from Kivicha. Usman had a chance with a bad heavy touch, which Alisson, of course, saved. Then Kivicha had the chance, which got blocked by Gravenberch, but that should have been a goal. Literally, Paris Saint-Germain in the first half should have been leading by at least 3 or 4 goals. Then Liverpool, which is one thing which they've done very well this season, is the in-game management. And again, it worked last week against against Paris Saint-Germain. It worked against Southampton. It's been working pretty much throughout the season. Arne Slot has been very elite in tactically setting up his team and the changes that he's making. And this time around, no players came on, but you could see a bit more intensity for Liverpool. You could see them pressing into the final third, which made... Like Paris Saint-Germain in the second half, they misplaced a lot of passes. They were very careless with it, but it helped when the midfield and the attack of Liverpool were pressing them at all costs. And the second half, Liverpool woke up. They had the chances from Luis Diaz, from Jota, from Hamed, from Szoboszlai, the header from Kwanzaa, which hit the post. Darwin Núñez could have basically had something, but the second half there was maybe a questionable decision with a penalty where Mo Salah was running and Nuno Mendes stamped on his foot, which, to be fair, VAR never checked it, but that could have been a penalty. And in the second half, Paris Saint-Germain never really... It felt very weird. You could tell, first of all, they got tired. You could tell that their legs just finished, faded away. And you could tell every pass, they were nervous with it. Like in the back line, they were committing easy mistakes. Donnarumma at one point was shouting at the players. Enrique was shouting at the players just to wake up, because you could tell the Anfield crowd maybe worked into it and the Liverpool press worked very well, but it never led to an actual goal. This is basically a payback. In the first leg, Liverpool got dominated, but they won. In the second half of this game, Liverpool did very well, can barely score a goal. Then it went extra time. And extra time, that was nothing, to be fair. There was no moments. I think both teams, they were both scared to lose rather than to win. So both teams were defending. They would rather go to penalty shootout rather than actually taking the risk to win. Because if they took the risk, that could maybe that could backfire. They'll have space at the back, which could be exploited. I think the best team out of the extra time, both teams maybe had small patches. Doué had a couple shots. I think Doué's addition, I'll talk about certain players coming on, certain players performing. I mean, let's go straight into it, actually. But, of course, it went straight to penalties. Penalty shootout. The moment, I'm going to be so real, yeah. The moment it went to penalty shootout, you guys can go back to my watch along. It was so predictable. I predicted straight away PSG was going to win. Not because of any other reason. I think the only reason why I had that, I mean, listen, you could honestly argue that The PSG players are young. They haven't been in this kind of situation. Liverpool, at least, have been in this kind of situation a couple times now. The FA Cup, the Carabao finals, they both won in the penalty shootout. Paris Saint-Germain, the last time they won in the penalty shootout, I can't even remember. But the reason why I was very confident with them going through is because of one man, and one man only, and that's Donnarumma. And Donnarumma, this is the first person I want to talk about. Donnarumma, his track record in penalty shootout is incredible. I think it might be one of the best goalkeepers, one of the best penalty shootout goalkeepers alongside Emi Martinez. Go back to Italy when they won the Euros. This guy was one of the main reasons for that. He is an elite penalty shot stopper. One of the best in the world, bro. One of the best in the world. So the moment it went to penalty shootout, I had no doubts that he was going to be the man saving and taking Paris Saint-Germain to victory. And he made 2 good saves. The moment Darwin Núñez stepped up, I think everyone in the stadium, I had the watch along on mute. I couldn't hear how the fans reacted when Darwin Núñez stepped up. But I think I knew, and I'm probably sure you knew, and everyone knew that the moment Darwin Núñez stepped up, and you could see the nerves in his face before he shot it, you could see that this brother was about to miss. He was destined to miss. Even his cameo off the bench, it was complete and miss. Like, he was making bad decisions. He was moving weirdly, offside trap. He was moving into, he was offside all the time. His cameo was a complete disaster compared to what you saw in his cameo from the first leg. When he came on in the first leg, he was complete havoc. He created the goal. He was good. Against Southampton, he started. He was good. I don't know what happened to him in this cameo, but I felt like the decision for Arne Slot didn't work out, bringing players too late. Curtis Jones should have been brought on a bit earlier. Harvey Elliott maybe should have been brought on earlier. Gakpo should have been brought on earlier. So maybe the decisions to bring certain players on were a bit questionable. I thought Kivic taken out was a bit questionable, but it worked out to Paris Saint-Germain. And Paris Saint-Germain gets a deserved win. You can't even argue against it. I think over 2 legs, they were the better team. They were the team with more intent. They were the team with more purpose to actually win, to actually attack and actually get something from it. And they did. The first leg, they were very unfortunate. The first and the second leg, look at this now. They went to Anfield, won the game at Anfield, full 90 minutes, extra time, managed to stay on, and then penalty shootout, took 4 penalties, great 4 penalties, and they won the game. I want to shout out certain players. First of all, I want to shout out Donnarumma. Donnarumma, fair play to you, bro. Donnarumma's, over the past 2 years, ever since the Euros, and ever since I think the game that his stock went down was the game when Paris Saint-Germain bottled against Real Madrid, and he, of course, committed the mistake against Benzema. Ever since then, I think the PR and the perception of Donnarumma has always been literally in the mud. People look at him as a very inconsistent goalkeeper, committing mistake, injury-prone certain times, but this season, he's been very good. He's been very good this season. He's been very reliable, healthy, most importantly. And now you look at him now, 26 years old, which is very young. Donnarumma has been, he got his debut with Milan at the age of 16. The guy's been for over a decade playing. So at 26, he's still young. As a goalkeeper, 26 is still very young. But today, I was very impressed with him in terms of leadership, in terms of taking the pressure away from Paris Saint-Germain in certain moments when the momentum was against him. Like, he did it very, very well. And the penalty shootout, great leadership. Look at him. Like, he brought confidence. Like, when you have a goalkeeper like that, especially in the penalty shootout, you trust, like, you basically, having a goalkeeper like Emi Martinez, like Donnarumma, it installs confidence to the players because they know if I score, we've got a better chance of winning because I know Donnarumma's going to save one. If I miss, okay, it's devastating, but I still think Donnarumma's going to maybe repay that back. Elite display today. Like, man of the match by far. Nuno Mendes absolutely kept Mo Salah quiet for full 120 minutes. Maybe in the second half, Mo Salah woke up for maybe 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, but throughout the whole game, and throughout the whole first leg, throughout 2 legs, bro, Nuno Mendes was on Mo Salah. Like, it's a player, I never hear Real Madrid fans say, I want Nuno Mendes. I want Nuno Mendes. I want Nuno Mendes. Maybe it's because of the fact he's injury prone. Maybe it's because of the fact he's inconsistent. But this game, this leg just told everyone, like, yo, I'm 22 years old. I've just renewed my contract with PSG. I'm still amongst one of the best left backs in the world. Like, defensively, I don't think you can find anyone better than him. Going forward, he's getting better and better and better. And today, bro, he kept the Balon d'Or front runner quiet for 2 legs. Not a lot of left backs in the Premier League can say that, or even in the world, in Europe, because Leverkusen can do it, Milan can do it, Real Madrid can do it. He did it for 2 legs. Shout out to him what he did. Pacho, for me, made 2 or 3 crucial blocks, in my opinion, especially in that second half. One for Mo Salah, one for Szoboszlai. He was a beast, bro. What an elite signing. They bought him, if I'm not mistaken, in Jan. Hold on, I think they bought him in Jan, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, in the summer. Apologies. They bought him in the summer, and he's been an absolute crucial signing for them. This trio. Liverpool this season has had a lot of success, and most of it came down to the midfield of these 3, of McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch. But these 3 have taught them a lesson over 2 legs. They've taught them a lesson how to dominate a midfield tactically, technically, mentally, physically. Bro, the Liverpool midfield got overrun, they got outplayed, out-dominated, but most importantly, they got technically outplayed. Tactically outplayed. Like, those 3 tactically were much far advanced than Liverpool's midfield. Like, there were certain times they were 2-3 steps ahead in terms of where the ball goes. And this is why Liverpool's midfield, one of the biggest reasons why PSG got a lot of success is through that midfield and attacking that Liverpool midfield. And you could tell over the past 2 legs that Gravenberch and Alexis, their legs started to basically dry away. It started to fade away. It doesn't help when both Gravenberch and Alexis have been playing 90 minutes every single game since August. And this is why a lot of criticism was made. I was one of the main criticism, and I was one of the main advocates saying Liverpool has to sign a defensive midfielder. They have to sign a defensive midfielder. They have to sign a replacement for Gravenberch. It doesn't help having Gravenberch playing 90 minutes every game. Even last game, it helped last game against Southampton. Like, in between the first leg and the second leg, both teams played. Paris Saint-Germain played against Rennes. Liverpool played against Southampton. It helps when Paris Saint-Germain rested the whole 11 except for 2 players, and Liverpool played the full starting 11. Like, this is the difference between having an A team and a B team. They should have been rested. Why is Gravenberch playing against Southampton at home? 20th place. Alexis had to come on in the second half. It doesn't help. And one thing which was a bit disappointing is the front trio. I think Barcola was disappointing. Dembele, despite the goal, was disappointing. A lot of misplaced passes. Got dispossessed so many times. Bad decision making in the final third. I don't think he was... The fact that he got 8.2 is crazy to me. I think Kivicha was the best attacker out of the 3. I think Due, when he came on, was way better than these 2. The fact that he got 8.2, which is higher than Vitinho, very close to João Neves, higher than Fabian Ruiz, to me, it's absolute crazy. Higher than even Pacho is crazy to me. As for Liverpool, the players didn't really help. I think the only person who, in my opinion, deserves, can hold his head, whatever that saying is, fam, can actually be happy and proud with his performance. Alisson saved them about 3 or 4 times, especially in that first half, second half, and a shot by Dembele in the extra time. Virgil van Dijk was an absolute beast, was an absolute tactical defensive beast. I think Alexis was good before he went off, but of course he went off with a yellow card, and I think you could tell there was a risk of getting a yellow card. I think Gravenberch got outrun completely. Szoboszlai was bad. Luis Diaz, his decision-making was bad. Jota was terrible. Salah was just non-existent. Only for maybe 20 minutes. And this leads me, before I finish this video, to the last point of Salah. Salah is, of course, the front runner of the Balon d'Or. I don't think that's going to change. Liverpool is, of course, they've won the Premier League. Let's be honest, they've won the Premier League. With Liverpool, there's only one competition left, and that's the Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup final. Salah's, of course, still the front runner. But the people now behind him, they've got a good chance of chasing him. The reason why I say this, Champions League always plays a massive part of the Balon d'Or. With Liverpool being out now in the round of 16, it gives other players now a chance. The likes of Rafinha, the likes of Mbappe, the likes of Harry Kane. If Harry Kane wins the Premier League and the Champions League and scores. He's a top scorer in the Premier League. He got over double-digit goal in the Champions League. You never know. But that's why the Champions League is always the deciding factor in certain times to win, except for last season, which Vinny got robbed, by the way. Anyway, now I think this is a massive statement in terms of the Balon d'Or. Because I do think it opens up a little bit, especially for one thing. If Salah breaks Henry's record, and breaks maybe Haaland's record, or maybe finishes on 30-20, which has never been seen before, then you know what? Then I think they might give it to him because he's done something historic. If he doesn't break TT's record, or if he doesn't go anywhere near Haaland's record, I think of 35, 36, 37, then maybe they will look at the Champions League. Unless, if Barca win it, then I think Rafinha's got a very strong chance. If Madrid win La Liga and Champions League, and Mbappe is the deciding factor, Mbappe's got a strong chance. If Bayern, again, the Balon d'Or now is really, really open, which is another narrative and another talking point as well. But guys, put down in the comments what you guys made of the game. For me, the most entertaining matchup I think I've seen. This is the first time I've actually watched the game and I've been entertained from a neutral standpoint. So much drama happened. But yeah, put down in the comments what you guys made of the game. And then, of course, Paris Saint-Germain now through to the next round. And Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, semi-final. Mbappe against his old team.